Doing sports talk worldwide with some news from the world of boxing, y'all. So you know what time it is. You ain't in a rush to get concussed. Now we can all breathe a sigh of relief. We all rejoice that one of our favorite boxers of all time, Roy Jones Jr., has hung him up. Called it a day. Unanimous decision win over Scott Sigmund, and he looked good doing it. And I ain't gonna sit here and act like I watched the fight. Just read about it. Told you I wasn't watching it no more. It's hard to watch my man Roy Jones Jr. I cringe. But he's supposed to have won it, was doing a good job, was beating the man easily. This guy has 10 losses, but about 30 wins. And, it shows you Roy Jones Jr., even at 49, could still distance himself from journeyman, right? Roy Jones is still a good fighter, right? But it's too old. Roy Jones, he won a lot of fights. His reflexes were great. And fighters with reflexes, when they go, then there's one of your major advantages. So Roy Jones, people catch up with you at some point. Even fighters that are real fast in their prime, still, speed can be countered with timing. Amir Khan, for example. Isn't he faster than everybody? But don't he get caught all the time? You remember he was piecing up Danny Garcia before Danny Garcia timed the left hook, changed the fight. Things like that. So Roy Jones' reflexes, once they started going, people start catching up with him. It's just Father Time, and everybody says Father Time is undefeated. He is, you know. So it's good to see Roy finally hang him up, when the reflexes go. Power punches is a little bit different. Power punches, your power is the last thing to go. We saw that with George Foreman. Took 10 years off, came back heavy as who knows what, right? Not Tyson Fury heavy, but heavy, right? And he was still with that power, able to hang with the big boys in the division when he came back, even enough to even win a title again. But I think reflex fighters, it's not the same thing. So it's good to see Roy Jones go, and I hope he's gone for sure. We were talking the other day. I think he is definitely in the conversation of one of the greatest of all time. There's no doubt about that, at all, right? And sometimes, we we say, well, he came up from junior middleweight, then middleweight, super middleweight, light heavyweight, Skip Cruz and went all the way up to heavyweight to beat John Ruiz. And we try to say, well, John Ruiz was not one of the weak heavyweights. Not necessarily, guys, right? John Ruiz had a trilogy with Evander Holyfield. Why would you have a trilogy? People don't have trilogies and lose all three fights. You know what I mean? He had a trilogy with Evander Holyfield. I should stop right there. That's it. Evander Holyfield beat a prime Mike Tyson twice. The second fight, he was beating Mike Tyson at the beginning of the fight. That's why the ear got bit. If Tyson was winning that fight, he wouldn't have been biting no ears that early. Tyson didn't know how to lose round ones and twos. I talked about that before. So this guy has a trilogy. I think he beats Holyfield, unanimous decision, loses unanimous decision, and has a draw. That means he was, equal to Evander Holyfield. So this guy can't be that bad. Now, can he? Right? Another guy he beat? Tony Tucker. Tony Tucker, a prime Mike Tyson. The unification match with Tony Tucker, Mike Tyson barely got past him. Beat him, but didn't destroy Tony Tucker. Tony Tucker went the distance. Well, your boy beat Tony Tucker. Rahman. And who else he beat? Beat Jimmy Thunder too. Jimmy Thunder's one of the hard punching guys. Jimmy Thunder's the guy who just has the quickest knockout in heavyweight history. I think it is. Come right out and knock somebody out. Okay. So these are all things he does before Roy Jones, right? Before Roy Jones. So he's a pretty good fighter, right? After Roy Jones, he beat Hasim Rahman, the guy who knocked Lennox Lewis out, right? Then Lennox Lewis came back and knocked him out. But Hasim Rahman beat David Tua too. All right? So your boy John Ruiz beat Hasim Rahman. He TKOs Fred Oquendo. Fred Oquendo is fighting for the WBA regular title as we speak because he was going to fight Ruslan Chakaev. But what happened? He got hurt, and then Lucas Brown came in the mix, and then things went bad. But right now, Manuel Charles is the WBA regular champion, and he's going to fight Fred Oquendo. somewhere in the States or Puerto Rico. Coming soon. Professor Quinda was TKO'd by your boy, Ruiz. Ruiz also beat a unanimous decision against Andrew Galata. Come on, in Poland. Cześć, Polish people. Jak liczy, right? Hey, didn't Andrew Galata really beat Riddick Bowe 2 or 3 times but just couldn't keep his hands up? Luckily for Riddick Bowe, those were great fights. Wasn't Andrew Galata in that fight before that fight got stopped with Mike Tyson? I don't even know why Galata stopped that fight with Mike Tyson. He was in it, right? This is a bad big boy. Well, lost to John Ruiz, right? John Ruiz was in the ring also with James Toney. He got a no contest or something like that. I don't know what happened in those cases. So John Ruiz was not all this weak like we're trying to say. Roy Jones coming up to fight him was a feat, a definite good feat. And I'm going back to what I said first about John Ruiz. A trilogy with Evander Holyfield, right? Riddick Bowe had a trilogy with him. And, this is the only other guy. So you don't have trilogies with Evander Holyfield, right? Mike Tyson didn't have no trilogy because they didn't need one. He lost 2. That's it. There wasn't no need for no trilogy, right? So it was only a need for a trilogy with Riddick Bowe and this guy here, John Ruiz. So Roy Jones going up to heavyweight to beat him means a whole lot. And here's the kicker. Saving it for the end. He offered to fight Evander Holyfield, Roy Jones did. Wanted to fight Evander Holyfield. Evander Holyfield just told him, look, man, I ain't got nothing to win in this fight, everything to lose. Which is a good point from Evander Holyfield. If you fight Roy Jones Jr. and the fight's close, you ain't going to get no props at that time because it was coming up in weight. But just the fact that Roy Jones wanted to fight Evander Holyfield, and I believe him. Why? Because he fought the guy who was in the trilogy with Holyfield and beat him. And quite easily. So, Roy Jones, yes, you are one of the tops of all time. I don't know who's going to get the GOAT, but you are definitely in the room to argue. I'm reiterating that. Reason why is because you're finally gone. And, just good luck for the future. Keep doing what you're doing. And Roy Jones Jr. is my favorite fighter of all time. And it ain't changing anytime soon. Doing Sports Talk Worldwide. And I'm up out of here, y'all.